Apologies for being late, everybody. I had an emergency that crept up all of a sudden, and then it just turned into like a full-blown situation that I had to take care of immediately. There was no telling when it was going to end. I found it annoying that it wasn't stopping, so it was a me thing. But I'm good now. I can breathe a lot better than I was before because wow, good lord. I'm glad that's out of my system now, but it was ridiculous how long that was taking. But sorry to keep you guys waiting. Let me refresh this page because I believe the newest thing for Suicide Squad. Ah, here it is. 11 minutes. The newest thing is here. So now we can react to it. So before we get started, let me get my phone so I can see chat. Once again, I apologize for taking so long to get this going. I was about to start right at 12:57 or right when it was time, but yeah, other complications arose. So before we get started, actually, let me know if you guys can hear just fine. Let me get chat over here so I can see you guys. Psycho, good to see you. Yep, okay. All right, let's get started. Whoa. Okay, some of these outfits are new. Hold up, is that Boomerang with a mohawk? Oh. Yo, Martin. Good to see you. Apologies for being late. I had like a nose situation that I had to take care of. Insider, Episode 3, Introducing Elseworlds. Yeah, there's a lot of aspects for the squad. Whenever y'all complete a mission, it'll let you know who did the best, and that person becomes the new squad leader for the next mission. Like Rick Flag will say, hey, if Deadshot was good... Oh my goodness! Ricketts, I am so sorry. Wow. No. Wow. No, we gotta do this from the beginning, because there was no sound for any of you. I'm sorry. We gotta do that again.
Computer, activate the threat assessment matrix.
It's only 3 minutes, it's fine.
Ooh.
Alright. Toys, lighted guns.
But yeah, I'm seeing all these outfits, these different outfits.
We can work with that.
Hi, I'm
That I do not
Studio
recognize.
Director at Rocksteady Studios. In our last episode, we talked about how Suicide Squad killed
Also,
the Justice League.
Darkseid would be cool
allows
as a
players
playable
to customize each
character. What do you
and their
think?
playstyle
No,
through story-driven
simply too
mechanics.
powerful.
Man,
And
if
Darkseid
you
is
gave
not
me
going to
5
use
minutes
guns.
left, you'd have the world's authority on microtech and all my inventions.
Also, Martin, I think we had
so
this
sweet.
discussion before where you
He's not
were
gonna
asking
like it.
about Enchantress or Killer
Suicide
Frost or
Squad
characters
gave
like
us
them, and
the
then I
scope,
once again
narrative,
have to say to you
gameplay,
again,
And then the idea
that
of being able to expand
try and
that,
keep
being able to
characters
take
that
this
fit the
further,
gameplay mold in mind.
It's going to feel completely fresh.
You don't want to have characters in there just for the sake of them
that
being in
spirit,
there and you
we
just
wanna
throw
deliver
guns
totally
on
new
them.
content at no cost for those who purchase Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League.
We're back
So
in
Darkseid,
All right, let's
no.
steal this shit.
Today
It'd
we'll
be no
discuss customization options that draw from the full
No.
spectrum of DC Comics. You'll see emotes, rival taunts, outfits, and more. We wanted to have a game that was very focused, but this time we really want to expand out with being able to dynamically update, add new content, take on feedback, and evolve the game over time. For the first time ever, we'll give you a
KG
preview
Beast is a
of what's to
popular
come
character?
after the credits roll.
Then why
on
don't
the
we
main
see
story
more of 'em?
campaign. We always designed the game in a way that we really wanted it to be accessible for everyone. And for those players that want to delve even deeper into our gameplay and into our systems, it really is about delivering new places to explore, new worlds to be in, new stories, new characters, and creating unique ways for you to play.
We're gonna give you the content you love. Speaking of, what are you doing, mate? I'm smiling.
Let's dive into Suicide Squad Insider
Shark is the
Episode 3.
awkward big brother.
Welcome to Task Force X.
From the onset, Suicide Squad, being a squad, felt like the right fit for the kind of game that we wanted to make. You get to play with friends.
Really
you
hope
get to play
Poison
on your
Ivy's a
own,
playable character?
but
Doubt it.
While you are playing on your own, you're playing with the squad. Always.
You can let go of that hope right now.
Every aspect of our games, we always look at it through the lens of
there's a
Rocksteady's
multiverse.
treatment. And that just doesn't stop at gameplay, that doesn't stop at story. When we're looking at the social features that we've really introduced
Martin,
into Suicide Squad, it has Rocksteady's
When you're thinking
approach.
of people who can be
What do
playable
we
in this
think players
game,
will have fun
think
with?
of characters
This game
who would
has
actually want
the
to use
mechanics
guns.
to play kind of socially, competitively, like none of our games have previously, and it really fits the characters of the squad.
With multiplayer, we're leaning into the competition within the squad to show off your skills, show off your mettle, be the best one.
I'm a freaking superstar.
The squad are working together under duress. And so it's fun to add in mechanics to encourage the players to behave in the same way. So a lot of the time what you'll actually be doing is trying to get the highest score, which luckily helps you all complete the mission, but the best player in any mission becomes the squad leader in multiplayer for the next mission.
Yep, that's exactly what I said.
We have leaderboards for solo play, for playing with one friend, two friends, or a four-player squad.
You're competing
Okay, I'm
with
seeing a lot of
everyone
looks.
across the world.
Whoa,
Cross-platform, it
that
is
was
the
a
best of the
long-haired
best.
Harley there. It wasn't just like short pigtails. It was like long hair.
Did you see that? Tell me you did. I was like, how do you like that?
We suck.
What is that? What is that hairstyle on Boomer? They got this man looking like Vanilla Ice. I'm
It's
so
a really
glad that my
fun
voice
incentive
is
for
a lot
playing
more
together
stable
as
now.
well as playing competitively. You can use the equipment that other players have equipped on their characters in your squad with the AI playing as the characters. And those players whose bots you use get rewards for you using those bots. And that's a
So-
really fun feature that I think the players will be incentivized because they'll get something out of doing too.
So that's
We
actually a
also
really cool
have the
feature.
rival taunt
If you're
system,
using
where
your
on the
friend's
leaderboard, if you
bots,
pass your friends or anyone on
then
your friends list who's also playing the game, and you beat their
your
score,
friends'
when next
bots
time
will
they
get
log in,
rewards
they'll get
because
this
you
kind of funny
use
quiz
their
to show
AIs.
that, oh yeah, by the way, I beat you.
Home run, baby. Woohoo!
You boot up the game, you're logging in, and then all of a sudden on your screen you get Boomerang giving you the finger.
I think fans are going to have a great time with our remote system. Allowing players to kind of communicate in different ways, really in playful ways. As Rocksteady, as creators, this was another opportunity for us to really engage with our characters, extend the narrative.
They got him looking like Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Through the game, we offer many
Ooh, the
customization
Batman
options and
outfit.
outfits to the player. And
Yo!
you start off in the prison, you get your prison garbs, and then you evolve to the Task Force X outfits.
Yeah, right. I was thinking something more fashion forward.
The outfit customization in our game is vast, to say the least.
With this game, Rocksteady
Okay,
will
so
deliver
what's
a
with
full
the whoosh?
story-driven campaign to players.
What's with that
including more
whoosh?
cinematics than any
Like
previous
the
Arkham
comic
game.
book sound
For players
effects.
who survived the war against Brainiac's forces and want to keep the adventure going, Rocksteady is ready.
We very much knew we had a story to tell initially, and then we wanted to carry on feeding into that, and then changing up the gameplay to have a game that was going to evolve through post-launch content.
Suicide Squad Kill the
Daily
Justice League is
Cackle.
going to be one of the most generous, player-friendly, post-launch experiences available.
Every season we will have 2 episodes. Each season there's going to be a different spin on how you play, and will be heavily themed by
Wait a
DC
minute,
villains. So
GCPD?
there's
Was that a
many
part of
layers
Gotham?
of influence from the DC world on how you play and what you do.
The seasonal content gets automatically dropped into the game each episode. There's no
Yo,
playable
we're going
content
back to
locked behind a
Arkham.
battle pass, and
That's
the in-game shop is for
That's-
cosmetics only.
You'll always be able to go back and play the episodic
What
content.
you mean
If
we're
wanna come
going back
6
to
months from
Arkham?
now, that'll always be there.
This is a totally player-friendly approach to letting you play the content you want to play when you want.
The DC universe is massive, and in most games, you can only see or explore a tiny, tiny piece of it. But what's really cool about the narrative of Kill the Justice League is there's almost no limit on where we can go.
Celebrating before the game is over.
In his pursuit of trying to recreate his perfect Kolu, Brainiac has been experimenting with some of our favorite DC characters' DNA, creating new worlds in alternate realities. It's these worlds that we call Elseworlds.
Brainiac is a genius of 12th level intelligence, but he's also trying
Jason
to rebuild
Isaacs
the civilization
is
that he misses, he's
Brainiac!
lost, and there is nothing he won't do to get there. New Kolu will be rebuilt.
Jason
He's building a
Isaacs!
model of the multiverse. It's all gathering data. I will unlock your full potential to serve me.
There's different versions of everybody in different universes, and their timelines have just diverged at some point. We've got lots of amazing characters coming up in seasonal play that I'm really excited for players to meet. And the Elseworld principles gives us lots of flexibility and lots of room to put our own spin on them.
So we get to play with a bunch of cool shit from alternate universes, and then what? Retire?
When Season 1 launches this March, you'll be able to unlock a new playable character for your squad, the Joker.
At least buy me dinner first.
Huh?
The original
I'm sorry?
Arkham-based Joker has been dead for 5 years, but this is a new Elseworlds twist on the villain.
He was part of the Suicide Squad in the Elseworld that he's from, which already shows that he's slightly more cooperative than the previous Joker we've had. But as you get used to him and actually play to him, you realize he's unhinged in a different way.
Not only has he got to figure himself out, but he's figuring out his place in this new world and this new squad.
He hadn't reached supervillain status before Brainiac invaded, so, he's still a bit less experienced.
I think we've taken him back to the kind of more vaudeville roots of Joker. He's masking insecurities with traditional Joker behavior. But deep down, he's not sure who he is yet.
Lock him up. Oh, making new friends after a move is always tough.
As your mission expands deeper into the lore of the DC universe, this new version of the
I'm
Joker will join your fight
sorry?
with his unique combat, traversal, and weaponry.
His traversal is all based around a rocket-powered umbrella, which he can blast himself into the air, and then uses that to glide around, and then he can actually flip that down to grind along buildings, knocking enemies out of the way.
And the kind of frantic, vertical and horizontal energy that he has means you've always got to be moving and always attacking the enemies.
The Joker is only the first of the new squad recruits you could meet through the ongoing additions to our game.
Over time, we can build up a library of characters that DC fans might not have expected to see in a video game, like a regular comic book release. I look forward to when the next issue's coming out. And in the same way, I hope people will look forward to the next episode from us.
Whatever it is, I'm down.
New environments, new characters, missions, challenges, gear, and more. All of this free content comes for players who own the game. We can't wait for you to see what the future holds. With Elseworlds, the possibilities are endless.
How do you like that?
Thanks for watching this series. We hope you'll join us for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, a third-person action shooter where some of the wildest villains of DC Comics join forces to save the world from its greatest heroes.
No, that's mental. We're not doing that.
God help us.
Yeah.
I think players are going to be surprised about the depth to which they can craft a character.
It comes back to player choice and player freedom.
Everything from melee strikes into gunplay, which you could then go into a traversal attack. All of the combat moves flow seamlessly into another.
Can be garish, they can be loud.
Of the things to be
announced
announced
with your friends in a multiplayer space,
like
is
the
a really
very
unique
first
experience that you
character?
can't get anywhere else.
What we've done
I
with
didn't
Suicide
think that they
Squad
were
is
going to
to
say,
really
hey,
expand those
guess who's
experiences.
going to be the very
Not
first
only just
playable
one
character we add on
this
to
time
Kill the
around, we've done it
Justice
before,
League?
and we plan
The
to do it with
Joker!
more.
This brings back memories of my old Suicide Squad.
Whether you're in for the main story or exploring what lies beyond, Rocksteady
I'm trying to
Studios
recognize
is
who
here to
that
support our
voice is,
players
though.
while delivering exciting new experiences. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you at launch February 2nd, 2024.
How am I feeling? I'm getting there. I had to clear out my nose because I had like a nose situation that I had to take care of, which is why my stream was late getting started. But I can breathe better out of both of my nostrils now, so that's good. So I knew about Elseworlds. Because I saw Shroud and some other streamers who were, sponsored to play this. That we saw Elseworlds, we saw the gameplay. It looks very fun, and I can't wait to get into that. But the whole idea of the very first playable character that we're getting is the Joker, but it's an alternate Joker.
And then what? Retire?
When Season 1 launches this March, you'll be able to unlock a new playable character for your squad, the Joker.
At least buy me dinner first.
And I'm trying to recognize who that voice is. I know that voice. I've heard it before. It's not Troy Baker. It's not Roger Craig Smith. So is Elseworld a multiverse? Pretty much. Yeah. I mean, if they're talking about alternate realities and how Brainiac has been interacting with these alternate realities, then I'm pretty sure that it dips into the multiverse just a little bit. But here's what I gotta say about the Joker being a playable character. First, we haven't had Joker as a playable character since the very first Arkham game, where he was part of stealth missions and then combat trials and such. This is gonna be the first time that the Joker is playable in a fully playable sense. Like, you can take this Joker out into the world with you. That's interesting. So they could do it Elseworld Ivy. You were really stuck on the idea of playing as Poison Ivy, aren't you? Like I said, so with Joker, I guess you get that power fantasy to play as a Joker. Now, sure, this is not Mark Hamill's Joker, obviously, because that version of Joker has long been dead. So we're getting a different Joker, which is fine when you think about it. Because imagine if they tried to bring back Mark Hamill to voice another Joker, but, he did say that he didn't want to voice another Joker if Kevin Conroy wasn't a part of it. And when Kevin Conroy passed, I mean, you might as well hang up the Mark Hamill Joker then and there. So, it's going to be interesting to see what the The Joker? Out of all the characters, I never would have thought it would have been him. I never would have thought they would have brought the Joker as the very first character. I would have thought Deathstroke. Or Peacemaker. Or even Red Hood. But the Joker? Well, Elseworld Joker. Oh, I just realized. If this is Elseworld Joker, and he can have costumes and different skins as well, what are the odds that they're gonna give him, you know, his old school look? You liked Joker's announcer lines in Arkham, and Arkham Asylum's challenge maps. You think we could see another character in the next Insider? There aren't going to be any more Insiders. They've showed off what they wanted to show. There was only going to be 3 episodes. They showed what they wanted to show. Now we just wait for the game to come out, play the game, enjoy the game, and then when we get to the first content drop is going to be in March. So that's when we get Joker. But we are not getting any more Insiders because they showed exactly what they needed to show. They showed the story and gameplay, status effects and combat, and then they showed Elseworld and post-launch content. 3 of the most important things that they had to show. And since they're dabbling into Elseworlds, this opens up a grand array of possibilities for characters that they can introduce. Places like you saw, we were going to GCPD and Gotham. We went back to Arkham Asylum again.
And the in-game shop is for cosmetics only.
You'll always be able to go back and play the episodic content. If you want to come back 6 months from now, that'll always be there.
This is a totally player-friendly approach to letting you play the content you want to play.
The world on how you play and what you do.
The seasonal content gets automatically dropped into the game each episode.
Yeah, like we're going right back to Arkham again. This is old Arkham.
And locked behind a battle pass. And the in-game shop is for cosmetics only.
You'll always be able to go back and play the episodic content. If you want to come back 6 months from now, that'll always be there.
This is a totally player-friendly approach.
And that's good to know because a lot of people were saying like, well, I'd hate for... And one thing... Only Joker, we wouldn't get 3 characters in March. Where'd you get the idea that we would get multiple characters in a single instance? They said Joker. They didn't say additional characters alongside Joker. They just said Joker. But one thing that sticks out to me is a lot of people are saying like, well, I would hate for it to be seasonal and then I can't access the content. I can't access this because that season's over. And they just straight up said like, hey, the episodic content here, it's always going to be there for you. So if you want to, like you said, if you want to come back 6 months from now.
You'll always be able to go back and play the episodic content. If you want to come back 6 months from now, that'll always be there.
This is a totally player-friendly approach to letting you play the content you want to play when you want.
The DC universe is massive. And in most games...
Starvel Joker looks dope. Look, Starvel. I honestly... We're about to get a game where we get to play as the Joker. Like a Joker we can level up. Like, hold on, let me go back to his
He was part of the Suicide Squad in the Elseworld that he's from, which already shows that he's slightly more cooperative than the previous Joker we've had. But as you get used to him and actually play to him, you realize he's unhinged in a different way.
Not only has he got to figure himself out, but he's figuring out his place in this new world, in this new squad.
He hadn't reached supervillain status before Brainiac invaded, so, he's still a bit less experienced.
I think we've taken him back to the kind of more vaudeville roots of Joker. He's masking insecurities with traditional Joker behavior, but deep down, he's not sure who he is yet.
Lock him up.
first time ever, aside from a very, very basic moveset in Arkham Asylum in the Lego games. Yeah. But this is going to be the first Joker that we actually get to level up with that. A Joker with a skill tree. Isn't that scary? You get to make the Joker stronger. That's a sentence that I didn't think I'd be saying today. Overall, let me see here. Seeing all the different looks, like we understand about the squad thing and everything about it. Overall, I mean, this looks right up my alley. I'm going to have fun with this, and I will be fully better when this game comes out because I am not going to be doing a series sick. So I'm just getting everything out of my system now so I can enjoy it next week. Next week! But from what I've seen, an infinitely levelable Joker. That's the thing, because with the squad talents, and I've seen the squad talents from Shroud's gameplay, and it's a big grid of different skills that you can increase, different skills that you can level up. You got your offensive stuff that basically has infinite levels. Certain things have finite levels, such as assault rifle damage, but we only saw like the top tier, because there was only one character that was max level, so we only saw one tier, but there are several more tiers to this squad talent tree list that is probably going to keep me occupied for a very long time, because I like minimaxing, I like making my characters and builds for certain characters as efficient as possible, and if a game gives me the ability to infinitely level a character, to just make them infinitely stronger over time, then that's something I can always come back to. I want to level up the Joker for a couple of days. Or I want to work on Harley. Get Harley maxed out so I can get access to a brand new tier. Apparently, there will be a cutscene if you log in and your friend got a higher score than you. Yep. We already seen that in the middle of the episode where they were talking about like, hey, if your friend got better than you, then their character is going to appear in your screen as soon as you boot up. Bragging rights. And they said we'll get characters we'd never expect to play in a video game. That should be interesting. But as long as it's characters who fit the mold of the gameplay. A lot of people keep asking for Enchantress, keep asking for Poison Ivy, keep asking for KG Beast and all these other characters. But you really got to keep in mind the characters who will be added are ones that have high amounts of popularity and people will choose over, random other people who just happen to be part of the Suicide Squad in the past. So that's something to keep in mind. But at the same time, we have no idea what other characters that they're going to add. Because now this just upends everything. A playable Joker? Seriously, a playable Joker? You will pray for Deathstroke every night? Look, Deathstroke is high on my list as well. He needs a redemption arc after the last time we saw him, where he was in a tank. So I would love to have Deathstroke as a playable character, but we're going to have to see after March. Much later after March. We'll see where they go from there. Let me go back here because it showed characters with like different looks and everything. No, that's a squad. Let me find the cosmetic looks for characters. Because there were a lot of cosmetic options for characters that looked really good. Okay, so what does Deadshot have on? What is that suit? So we are limited basically? No. It's not limited if you don't it's the characters who get added have to make sense for the type of gameplay and the type of mechanics in the game. You don't want to just add characters just for the sake of it. They're like, oh, I want to play as Poison Ivy. Okay, how would she work? But we're dipping into the multiverse, so it's anyone's guess. I'm not holding my breath for them to add any of these characters. Any of these Poison Ivy, Enchantress, Killer Frost characters, though. I'm not holding my breath. But what is this suit that they got on? Hold on. Let me put this in slow motion. I'm not going to keep you guys here any longer. Pardon me. Let me slow this down. So we got the oh, so you can have the helmet off. Wow, the eyes are glowing. Wow. All you need is Kite Man. Like, look at these different outfits. And look. Look at like the comic book effects coming out of his jetpack. This is definitely a comic book game. Is Rogue Outfits going to be exclusive, or will PC and Xbox get it too? From as far as I know, the Rogue Outfits are PlayStation exclusive, but I don't know if it's going to be exclusive for a certain amount of time and then PC will get it. That I don't know. I think it's exclusive for PlayStation, but you know how PlayStation tends to be. Yeah. Yeah, it depends on how PlayStation is. If we'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Had a story to tell initially, and then we wanted to carry on feeding into that, and then changing up the gameplay to have a game that was going to evolve through post-launch content.
Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is going to be one of the most generous, player-friendly post-launch experiences available.
All right, so let's just... Is there 8 days left? I don't know, Martin. Are there? Did you count? One thing I can say about this is, when it comes to a game like this, people have said their piece. News outlets have definitely said their piece about this game. Some outlets have been incredibly critical. I want to say some have been negatively critical. And some have been, you know, positive about it. Some saying that they've had fun. And others are in the middle. Some are still skeptical. But what really matters to me for a game like this at the end of the day is it fun? And can I play it for long hours without feeling like I've wasted all those hours? I mean, granted, from what I played during the alpha, I enjoyed every second I played. Every second I played. So, honestly, from what I played in the alpha, I can see myself playing this for a long period of time. Not only that, but this is also going to be releasing within arm's length of Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, which is going to keep me occupied for a nice long while as well. So, 2 games that'll definitely keep me occupied. I mean, I'm definitely going to be doing a series on Kill the Justice League, and I will be doing one on Grand Blue, because those games are going to be fun. But for a game like this, the gameplay loop needs to be fun all the time in order for people to be invested in it. Sure, a lot of the content that they're going to be releasing for the game will be free. Now, for a lot of people, free content does not automatically mean good. However, it's how that free content is done. So if they do this well, when they do this well, we'll have to see what the future holds for this game and future Rocksteady games after that. Because once this game is out, I mean, it's going to be a while before Rocksteady makes another game. It's going to be a while. Because they put their heart and soul into making this. And I want to see the grand result of it all once this game comes out and I play this game from start to finish. But we're going to have to see. We're going to have to see. But from what I played, I was satisfied. I had fun. So I can't wait to play this for all of you guys. So the thing that I'm probably going to showcase the moment I get my hands on this game is we're going to look at the store. We are going to look at the store. We're going to look at the battle pass. We're going to see all these different things that they haven't shown during the Insiders. We're going to look at those first. Kitty, what's going on? But Rocksteady was forced to make this game. people can keep running with that narrative all they want, but, you know, people who say this are not in game development and rely on Twitter and social media for their own opinions, so these people are to be ignored. Let's see, because I know some people requested a Justice League game. Yeah, some people did, but it's not on Rocksteady to make it. I mean, people don't want to hear that, but it's not Rocksteady's job to make every single DC game that comes out. Just like it isn't Insomniac's job to make every single Marvel game that comes out. So people can still want a Justice League game. It doesn't have to be Rocksteady who makes it. Still a little bit congested, kitty. I'm just clearing out my system little by little. Had a nose emergency before I started my stream, so that's been resolved. But I'm not going to push it too far, because I still got to be careful. But I'm doing better. At least I can carry on a conversation without going into a coughing fit like I did yesterday. I am so sorry for everyone who watched my reactions to the recent chapters and I was just coughing in every single one. If only my body felt like it does right now, I could have reacted to it without that issue. But, well, that's probably going to be the first thing that I showcase for Kill the Justice League. Looking at the battle pass, what the battle tokens do, and looking at the store. Because for a game to be making free content, absolutely free, and not charging anybody for it, there's got to be another way for them to be able to make money off of this game, for it to be something that they constantly update. Now, so we're just going to have to go through those and see what's what in all these different stores before we start playing the game, just so we can get it knocked out and out of the way. But overall, that sucks, but glad you're on the right path. Yeah, it was so congested in there. I couldn't believe that there was so much of it in there. I was thinking, my nasal passage isn't but so big, so how is there so much still here? So it was like, yeah, that was so much extra. I'm gonna give me some tea later. But from what I've seen from this insider, Elseworlds looks like it's gonna be fun and interesting once I get into it. I seen the gameplay for it, and it was really more like, okay, you get mastery levels. It reminds me of playing Mayhem levels on Borderlands 3. Or going through the different trials for Borderlands 3. Or going through the Chaos Dungeons for Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Or even Steel Path for Warframe. There's a lot of avenues to this game that reminds me of other games that I already enjoy. So, the gameplay aspect of this game, I'm okay with. I'm fine with. I can mess with this type of game all day and just play it all day. The loot system to this game, like I said, I played a ton of Borderlands growing up, so I'm used to that aspect. I'm used to that already. I don't mind that sort of aspect to a video game, as long as it isn't like so ridiculous. Like, I know Diablo has those types of games, has those types of items where you have like 15 different tiers on a singular item piece, and it's like, okay, so this is a good roll, but 2 of them are bad, so that makes this whole piece bad. So now I gotta farm for this one piece again, hope I get like 15 rolls on it, and then see if I can reset some stats on here. But the way the stats and the way the gear is set up here in this game, I mean, it's understandable. You don't need to be like a math major in order to understand, like, hey, this weapon does more damage than the last one I was using. Here's my question. Will I be trying solo or multiplayer first? Solo, obviously. I mean, I'm going to be focusing on the story. So, once I play through the story and I see it through its end, then I'll play multiplayer. Like, me and Gajil, we're probably going to mess with some games and play with each other. But story takes priority. So I'm going to be playing solo from beginning to end. Solo from the beginning of the story to the end of the story. That's how I always do it. So, yeah. But overall, this Insider episode, even though I'm not feeling at the best, I feel good about it. And I can't wait to see what this game has in store. Yeah, I can't wait to see what this game has in store. Apologies for keeping you guys here so long and making you wait so long, but that's my overall opinion on this Insider episode. Like I said, we're going to check out the store, Battle Pass, and what everything does before we start playing. You know, clear all that stuff up first, and then we'll play the game. And then we'll see where things go from here. So yeah, I look forward to starting my playthrough of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League for all of you next week, which should be extremely fun. But there's not much else I need to say. I mean, we've covered everything, and the fact that we're getting a playable Joker, that's something I never thought I'd see. Imagine the skins.
The original Arkhamverse Joker has been dead for 5 years. When Season 1 launches this March, you'll be able to unlock a new playable character for your squad.
Let me pause on his face.
The Joker.
At least buy me dinner first.
The original Arkhamverse Joker has been dead for 5 years, but this is a new Elseworlds twist on the villain.
Okay. Yeah, a playable Joker, that was not on my bingo card of playable characters that we'd actually be getting. So, I mean, it's pretty much up in the air what other characters we could get. Elseworld, Deathstroke, and like I said, even though one of y'all said Darkseid, I mean, that's not outside, like any of these characters that you guys have suggested, even though some of them are probably unlikely, it still doesn't erase the fact that all of them are still very much possible through the whole aspect of Elseworlds. So, it's literally anyone's guess what any character is going to be added. But a playable Joker? Yeah. But imagine all the skins for this particular Joker. Imagine if they gave him his suit from the animated series. Like his suit from the animated series, and then his suit from the later Batman and Robin TV show, or his look from like the 60s Adam West, or cell shaded, or just think of all the different variations of Joker's outfit that we've seen in the past, and that's a possibility for this one. So it should be interesting to see what they do with it. I don't know about y'all, but a playable Joker where I'm just going through the city causing mayhem, that is the ultimate Joker power fantasy when you think about it, because you haven't been able to do that since Lego DC Supervillains. And that's a Lego game. But now we're getting like full-on Metropolis, and we get to have a playable Joker? Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But I'm done, ladies and gentlemen. I said my piece. I don't want to keep carrying on saying the same thing over and over because I really want to rest. Overall, this has just reinforced how much I'm looking forward to Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, and I can't wait to share my experience with this game with all of you. I'm done. I'm going to get me some tea. Hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, subscribe, even become a member, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later, peoples!